Hey there guys, thought I'd take a break from the lawnmower action to show you something new we're going to be working on this summer. And here she is. This is a 1996 EZ-GO TXT golf cart. And obviously all the plastic has been removed and a few things have been changed around here. Now this had started life as an electric golf cart, and you can see that by the rear end there's a small jack shaft sticking out here. And the strange thing about this rear end is it's set up like a car rear end in that it has a differential cover on the bottom instead of on the back, but there is a differential inside. And before I gave him this golf cart, when I sold it to him, I welded up the spider gears and made it a posi rear end. However, I don't think he ever refilled it with oil, which is fine because I don't think he ever drove it, because obviously there's no motor or nothing. This was originally inside the electric motor, and this is just a splined shaft that was basically had this, the armature was wrapped around this, and he took it all apart and basically was going to use this to help drive the rear axle. And the interesting thing about this rear axle assembly is this is actually a 13:1 gear ratio reduction. And what that means is I have to spin this shaft 13 times for the tires to turn over 1 time. So it's a pretty insane reduction ratio on the back of this golf cart, which means I'm going to have to get really creative with the gearing, since all the reduction is basically going to be had by this little, I guess you call it a gearbox differential. I don't really know what you'd call this thing, but it's pretty neat. Other than that, it's a fairly typical golf cart. It's a 2-seater. The seat does flip up. I actually custom made the seat and the armrest and stuff before I gave it to him. This seat and the seat back was originally a rear-facing back seat, but I've since kind of changed that. I actually changed that before I gave it to my friend. The brakes don't work. They are not hooked up. Gas pedal obviously is not hooked up because there's no electric motor. The steering still works, actually pretty good, and this thing has quite the turning radius, even considering the locked rear end. I've pushed it around a little bit and it's pretty impressive. It does have front suspension. It's got leaf springs up there, so you can jump up and down on this thing and it actually absorbs some shock. These spindles on the front here are extremely heavy duty, along with these tie rods. They're like a 5/8 threaded shaft, and the tube there is probably 3/4 of an inch. It's pretty beefy, I guess, but it has to be to carry the weight of, I believe there was 8 car batteries on this thing originally, when I had originally purchased it. I purchased this thing in non-working order. It didn't go anywhere. I actually still have the charger for it. I believe the charger works, but the electric motor was totally shot. So I purchased it really cheap and did nothing with it. You can see here, this green pile of plastic right in front of you is actually the original plastic to the golf cart. I've had this stuff for years. It's been sitting behind my shop. The people that owned it before me drove around an island and they kept their dog. They called the golf cart the Murphmobile. It's kind of funny, very strange, but whatever. So I'm sure right about now you're wondering, what is this thing going to become? What are you going to do with it? Well, I've got a few ideas spinning around my crazy head. First of which is going to be to kind of repair some of that stuff, fixing some of the sheet metal, pop riveting it back down into the frame, maybe getting rid of some of this rust. I got to remove the electric gas pedal and maybe figure out what I'm going to do about the brakes. There are brakes built into the rear axle and rear drums. Maybe I can just get parts for those and a new cable and kind of reuse the old brakes. That would be the easiest way. As far as a drive system for the back, I've been toying with a few ideas. The interesting thing about this golf cart is it actually has a 4-on-4 hub bolt pattern, and that actually matches the 4-on-4 lug pattern that's currently on the lifted mudding mower. And I'm not thinking about using these tires, but what if I use these rims with the old Sears tires? That would be these ones right here. These are the Swamp Lights 25-inch, 12-inch rims, so they would fit the rims. But yeah, I could take those tires, mount them on these rims, take these rims, and mount them on that axle. And obviously the big problem with that idea is suddenly the golf cart sits like that, which is just really stupid looking. So one of my ideas was to actually gusset this rear frame, raise the rear axle up about 8 or 10 inches, so that way the big tires would sit on the back and the golf cart would sit perfectly level, kind of like a big tractor. Not really sure if I want to do that. I kind of like the idea of the turf tires on the back and the front and everything matches, just for the sheer fact that when I take this thing around the go-kart track out back that I've been building, I could quite possibly be ripping this thing sideways and doing all kinds of crazy shit with it with these less grippy rear tires. But yeah, that's the basic gist of it. Not 100% sure what direction I'm going through with the drivetrain or the rear end. Let me know if you guys think I should use those big beefy tires, gusset the rear axle, or just leave it the way it is and just build a drive system. I've got a few ideas for the drive system, haven't totally decided what I'm doing yet. But yeah, there's really not much to it. It's just figure out a way to get power to the shaft, and that shouldn't be too hard. But you guys can let me know what you think. Basically going to become a Redneck side-by-side, something we can kind of bomb around the backyard on the track. Family can drive it, everything like that. So I don't want to invest a ton of money in it, but you know, I want it to be kind of fun, be kind of cool, definitely be unique. It's something that I don't think anyone's ever done before. So be sure to let me know what you guys think of the project. Definitely start working on it pretty soon. I don't think I'm going to make build videos because I highly doubt anyone's ever going to replicate a build like this, but I will certainly be making update videos along the way, just to kind of keep you guys informed as to what's going on and maybe helping me make certain decisions along the way. But other than that, that's the golf cart, or soon to be Redneck side-by-side. Let me know what you guys think. Drop me a like if you guys like the idea. Drop me a dislike if you think it's dumb and I should stick with the lawnmowers. But either way, let me know what you think. And I'll see you in the next video, whether it be a build video, route video, video of me dying. Who knows? See you later.